With Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker was Michael Meathead Stivic, who was Rob Reiner. And he was such a formative part of my life. I've loved what he's done his entire career. I even really respect his advocacy. And now he's doing something that's really interesting. He is totally bent in his podcast series on proving that JFK's murder was not as you and I have been told. It ain't about Lee Harvey Oswald. He believes there were 4 shooters, and he wasn't even involved. The podcast hit #1 on Apple Podcast charts, and it's still doing very well. And I'm not surprised. Let's bring in actor, director, host of Who Killed JFK, Rob Reiner. It's good to see you, brother.
Nice to see you, Chris.
So let's not dance. Who killed him?
Well, it's not a very simple answer, but there was a confluence of elements of rogue elements of the CIA, the Cuban exile community, and the mob. And we found that the way in which these things are done obviously are not government sanctioned. They're done, as they say, off book. There's no paper trail to any of this. I talked with a number of people who have worked in the CIA and told me how these operations occur. The CIA, it came out in the 70s that they had done some extrajudicial killings, Lumumba in the Congo, and
right.
Also Trujillo in Dominican Republic. So these are the kinds of things that are done, and they're done in a very simple kind of way. All you need to do is understand where the president is going to be, and then you place,
which they knew weeks in advance.
Yeah, they know
because they had put out his route.
Then you place shooters in place.
Rob, let me. So the conventional wisdom is that, you're much more heavy-handed with the CIA's role. The CIA absolutely and other government agencies have been accused of killing others, but rarely are they accused of killing their own. The story that I had heard was that this was about the mob being angry at the Kennedys and the government having knowledge of those plans and either not doing enough or not doing anything, such that it was the mob that was able to make this happen, and that it wasn't one shooter, it was 2.
No, the mob is not able to plan this kind of coordinated effort. The mob, what the mob does is they go up like this, and that's how they do hits. It's not this kind of orchestrated event. And plus, you need to have elements of the CIA in order to effectuate the cover-up. You can't, you would never be able to do that if it was done by the mob or if it was done by Castro and the Cubans. It has to be done in a way that there's mechanisms in place to cover this thing up.
Why would they want to kill the president?
Well, if you listen to the podcast, there's 10 episodes. They've all been out. We have an 11th episode out today. It's a bonus episode. There were motivations, and we approach it as a crime. You find who are the suspects, what are the motives. The mob did have a motive. The motive was to get back into Cuba. They had been thrown out. They'd lost their casinos and their hotels when Batista took over. When Castro took over for Batista.
Castro took over from Batista.
Yeah. And you had the Cuban exiles who were very angry at Kennedy for the Bay of Pigs and also for not being aggressive during the Cuban Missile Crisis. They felt that these were opportunities for them to get back into Cuba and take Cuba back from
CIA?
Castro. And the CIA, there were very, very extreme right-wing elements in the CIA who were really concerned that Kennedy was selling us out to the communists. You got to remember, this was the height of the Cold War. Kennedy ran as a staunch anti-communist. He had to in order to beat Richard Nixon. Once he got into power, he did not send air support during the Bay of Pigs, and they got slaughtered in Cuba. He also cut a deal with Khrushchev during the Cuban Missile Crisis, where he took his missiles out of Turkey, and they
Right.
were able to take their missiles out of Cuba. And so there was a lot of, he set up back channels between Khrushchev and Castro. And the CIA felt that he was going soft on communism. And at the time, it was better dead than red. And people were concerned that he was giving in to the communists.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of News Nation's fact-driven coverage.